Hey guys, gonna go through this rear drum assembly for Rancher 420. Just going through the hard parts here. Took about 2 hours to 2 to 3 hours to get this off. It was a pretty bad pain in the butt. Here you can see the old unit is here. Let's see how rusty that old bearing was. Right here. It doesn't spring back properly the way the new one does. There's the from my parts quad, and there's the old drum. You can see how rusty and just seized up it was. It was a mess. So it was nice to have a spare just to change it out. So that's that. One of the tough parts here, guys, was getting this old one. This is the new one, obviously, but getting the old one off. I had to use a rubber hammer, a lot of persuasion, back and forth. And what I ended up doing to get the stupid thing off, because it was so rusted on there, was I just used an old flat screwdriver that lost the handle. Once I got a gap in here, right in here, which right in there, once I got a gap in there, I was able to split it. But I had to do it equally, so I had to use this guy. Whatever. And I had to use this guy at the same time. So working it from the bottom, working it from the top, and then finally, bang, it popped off. Using that, like I said, it's a hard plastic hammer. That's what I would recommend. Yeah, here's the hammer I used. So let's assemble this. Remember, there's a seal right here in this yucky old one. The seal I popped out already. It was damaged. It's just a rubber seal, rubber ring. And it's on the new one already, and it's in there. So when you suck it together, I put grease inside. I greased the rubber ring, slapped it together. It took a little bit to get on, but once it got, I sanded that shaft a bit because it was kind of rusty. But once it got on and you get some nuts, it'll just press on, no problem. You don't have to freeze it or heat anything, nothing to that manner. So let's put her together now. I'll just do it bit by bit. So this piece goes on first. Let's tighten her up. Okay, as you can see, I got that nice and tight now. And you can see this, that's good spring action. Yeah, so next, remember there's a seal here, all around here. Make sure to check that seal, make sure it's not ripped. I've already checked it, but it goes all the way around. Next thing you know, you're putting your drum on. This should just go on fairly straightforward, just like that. Might want to turn the wheel, just make sure everything's nice and smooth, which it is. Don't forget the seal. For some reason, I remember the spiky. There's spikes on it, so it's smooth. I don't know why. On one side, and I don't know if you can see it, but there's like some of these spikes. When I was taking it off, the spikes were facing out. So I'm gonna put it the same way. No clue why, but why would there be? But put it back the same way. Okay, we're just gonna keep pushing it in nicely. Well, it's in there. That's just to keep the water out. You don't want water in there. There you can see. Put a little bit of grease on there, and now this is protecting the drum. And it's just gonna go on like so. So this outer drum is just to keep that moisture out. If you're gonna use a impact, make sure it's on that self-torquing option. Don't want to strip anything. Okay guys, as you can see, it's now on the sheave. You can see a grease. Put the grease on, and next thing you do is you're gonna put the spacer on. That goes up tight against that rubber seal. And there's a washer. Washer next. That goes up there. Okay, so now you're putting your lock nuts on. Remember, you don't have to put these on tight. You just snug them up and then you lock it up with the second. That's the point of it, is not to have it super tight. So the flat one's gonna go on first against the washer. Like I said, you don't have to go crazy tight. Now our locking one is gonna go on. When I get the wheels on the ground, I'm gonna give this locking one a little bit extra. Alright, so lastly, the hub has to go on, and that's simple. That's hilarious. It's not going on. A little tap. It's your nut. Pretty straightforward. Nuts on. Turns nice. Brand new cotter key. Splurge, get some new ones. A package may cost you a couple bucks. Okay, that is it. I mean, at this point, the wheel goes on. That's not hard to do. Just put the wheel on. And yeah, make sure everything is rotating right. Which it is. Feels good. I don't feel any resistance. Put the brakes on. There, I can't move it. There we go. Brakes are good. Oh yeah, she feels good. All right, gonna hook up the cables. There we go for the cables. Bam. Yeah, that's how to take it apart, guys, and put it together. Obviously the take it apart, didn't really want to show you guys that because that's 3-4 hours of just pounding away. And the biggest problem is your nuts could be a problem if they're too tight. In my case, they just came off nice. My parts machine, they were a bugger, but I got them off. And then getting it off, the bearing off, it's not pressed on there, but it's, you know, in a situation where this stuff gets rusted and moisture goes in there from, you know, running it in water and stuff like that, it really gets seized on there. So that's why it took so long to hammer it off and get it off. But I had this one ready to go, so I wasn't worried too much about damaging that guy. And yeah, that's it. Hey guys, if this is helpful or anything, just subscribe, like, comment, whatever. It's always good to hear what's going on in your side of the world. So all right guys, cheers. See you on the next one.